It's the Morning Cruise, Dave, Bill, and Carmen at the Joy FM, and we're sitting down with David Crowder today. New album.
Yes, Crowder, Milk and Honey
It's
came
exciting.
out a couple of weeks ago.
We knew that
and-
because it says it on your ball cap that you got
Yeah.
on there.
Self-promoting. I come in with my merch on. Yeah,
I love it.
I
You can
love
get
it.
it at the merch table
I can.
later after we're done with this. I know a guy. I'll make you a deal. Yeah.
You know a guy. Well, we're gonna track through the record today, which we're very excited about. We've been spending some time with it for the last couple of weeks. But before we do that, there's two things that I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Actually, we were kind of teasing off air about. I said I want to talk about one thing, and then I want to turn it sentimental because we have something in common. And then the joke was made that honestly both of these things we have in common because I'm very familiar with the first thing I'm going to ask you about. So. Tell me about this.
See, I don't think this
Tell
is
me
good
about
radio.
this-
I
tell
don't
me-
think this is what you talk about on the
Yes,
radio.
this is
Like,
totally what you
I
talk
don't
about on
think
the radio.
People talk about this.
all leaned
This is like
in.
personal, you know?
It's
like
okay. So cleanse, you're doing a
Yes,
cleanse.
I'm doing a cleanse. I have no
My
idea.
word.
I don't even know why I'm doing a. Here's why I'm doing
You're
a
trying
cleanse.
to clean
I'm
out
doing
the
a,
macaroni and cheese.
Yes, I've got a doctor's appointment. And I'm like, I got to get this mac and cheese out of my system somehow. And so I found this cleanse, and it's the worst. It's just the worst.
It just
it's like
tastes
three
terrible?
of these powders, none of which taste like. No one should eat this stuff. It's bad. And you put it in a liquid. The midday one is green.
There's
It's
a
this
midday
green.
one?
Yeah, the midday one is a green powder, and it's the smallest of the scoops. You just have the one scoop, a level scoop of this green powder that's supposed to do it. It doesn't matter what liquid I put it in. It could be anything. It's the worst. You can't taste. If I put it in pineapple juice, it's no longer pineapple juice. It doesn't. and it's like I don't put it in carbonated things, but it will make anything explode. When you do the shake, you have to have a little shake thing, and so I'm shaking the shake thing.
Yeah.
Every time you got to step back, and because when you open that green monster, it pops and it just boom everywhere. And then I'm like,
So how
that's
many-
going inside
yeah.
of me, and it's doing the same thing in
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
So how many days are you doing
It's
this?
15. It
No
says
way.
It says it on all the it says it on the outside of the
You're
containers.
doing a 15-day
It's 15 days
cleanse?
of this awfulness.
I've done like a 7-day, but
okay,
I've not
see,
done 15.
I'm twice as cleansed as you. I'm on day 10 right now.
Oh,
This
that's
is the worst.
hilarious.
Oh, mercy.
And this green stuff, when it pops, it's everywhere. It's all
Yeah.
over the kitchen. It's everywhere. We found it in the living room. It's like these dots just go everywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm telling my wife, Tony, I'm like, Tony, you don't understand. Now that's going on inside of my body. You know, it's like, that's not okay.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Anyway, the mac and
Okay.
cheese is gone. That's good.
Well, that is good. Okay, I've got something else that I wanted to ask you about, but before we get to that, let's talk about the record,
Mm-hmm.
Milk and Honey. And I'm going to be straight up honest with you. When I pulled up,
Expect nothing less.
when I pulled it up and I saw the track listing,
Uh-huh.
I immediately, the first song, obviously Good God Almighty, in which we just played, which is the single, but my eyes went straight to the ones that had Maverick City.
You
with
like them too, huh?
I love Maverick
I'm a fan.
City.
I'm a big fan.
And of course, Dante Bowe. Can we just talk about God really loves us?
Yes.
Let's talk about that one.
Let's
Tell
do
us
that.
about it.
Okay. Well, it has Dante Bowe on it. And Maverick City. It's like two things at once that are just almost impossible to take. Like, this dude is, as I said, I'm a fan of what they're doing. It's incredible. I think church music right now, there's some stuff going on that is ahead of culture. A lot of the conversations that we're having culturally, it's like we're modeling, the church
That's right.
church is modeling something that I believe could be super contagious and affirming for culture at large. And Maverick City is right at the forefront of that. And Dante, goodness, his voice, what in the world is that? I keep telling everybody it's like an angel swallowed gravel or something. It's so good. It's like, it's so heavenly at the same time. It's like, it's just
Yeah.
got all this grit in it, and it's just, it's amazing. So that whole thing happened at the last minute. We were
Yeah.
pretty much done with the album, and it just me and a few of the folks that were really attached to the album making process, we felt like there was something still out there. And I had been trying to get with Dante for a while to write, and our schedules just wouldn't work because, as you know, we were in the middle of a pandemic, and so everyone was busy. No one was busy. I was at home by myself in the basement, and I'm like, so yeah, he's
Doing
like,
that
man, hey, will
cleanse.
Saturday work? I'm like, yes, Saturday will work just like every other day will work because I'm just stuck in my house. So anyway, finally, he was able to make it over. It was a Sunday after church or whatever, and he pops over, And we kind of had an idea of what we were going for. And when he got there, it's like, we were about an hour in, and he goes, hey, man, I got a jet in about 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, my gosh, you just got here. And then when he leaves, we're sorting through all these voice memos. And I'm like, oh, my, this might be something special. But it's Sunday. And we've just started, the write is kind of, we're done with it, I guess, but because he's gone. And then the album mastered, finished, out our hands, like done is Friday. Like, there's no way. I'm like, we can't, but there seems like it's something special. So I call him immediately. I'm like, bro, I think this could be pretty powerful. Could you come back over and like record some vocals and stuff? And so they had a Maverick City camp, which means a big writing camp with people coming from all over the country, and they were here at Passion City, or they were at Passion City Church with us writing, and I'm like, he's busier than he's ever been. And sure enough, he popped over in the morning and sang a vocal to a scratch piano track, and by Thursday evening we had a track put together. Mav City sang here at the church, and
wow.
it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
And that song blows my mind.
Yeah.
It really does.
Right.
I'm so glad we kept contending for what we felt like was hanging out there in the air waiting on us to find it.
Well, can we play it right now?
I would love that.
Okay, God Really Loves Us, Crowder on the Joy FM.